Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today we are going to be showing Bluebeam and the integrations you can have with ACC and some of the best practices and workflows involved. Here's today's agenda. I'll be giving a quick introduction to Symetri and then passing it over to Sean, who will be going through the overview and the integrations. After, we will be discussing the news and updates we have going on. And then finally, we'll be answering any questions you may have. So please put them into the questions box and I can get back to you during the webinar, or we can address them at the end.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean O'Dwyer, the AECO Business Manager for Symetri Ireland. I focus on all technical and sales solutions for AEC products and integrations for the Irish industry of architecture, engineering, construction and operations.
And my name is Jor O'Sullivan. I'm the ACO technical specialist within Symetri. So I help with the implementation of the likes of the Autodesk Construction Cloud, um, also with training in Revit and AutoCAD as well. So people normally ask, who are Symetri? Symetri are a global presence who have grown significantly over the last couple of years with over 1,000 employees globally. And with Symetri at its core, we work with all different types of clients, from designers to contractors to manufacturers and end clients. Our purpose being to work with our customers to help solve their problems and provide support through training, consulting, software solutions, project delivery, and IT solutions. Also, with being a solution provider, we partner with some of the best software companies in the industry, from the likes of Oculo, Unity, Enscape, and as you can see, many, many more. Along with this, we develop our own bespoke solutions, which have been developed based on requested customer problems throughout the years. But in today's webinar, we will be solely focusing on Bluebeam. In the eco industry, getting projects done right and on time means everyone needs to work together smoothly and share information easily. Integrating Bluebeam and Autodesk Construction Cloud helps you do just that. Bluebeam is a fantastic marking up drawings and documents and for team members to work together in real time, while Autodesk Construction Cloud handles everything else from project needs, from planning, design to tracking costs and progress. This integration isn't just an advantage; it's becoming a fundamental requirement for modern eco companies. It brings together the precision of Bluebeam's document collaboration with a comprehensive power of Autodesk Construction Cloud. Choosing Symetri to manage Bluebeam and Autodesk Construction Cloud licenses offers significant advantages, as we're not just a reseller, but a deeply integrated partner with both software providers. We hold Sapphire Bluebeam partner status and are an elite Autodesk Construction Cloud partner, showcasing our extensive expertise. This means our dedicated AEC consultants can provide tailored advice, ensuring you fully utilize both platforms. We also handle all your support cases efficiently, freeing up your team's valuable time. Essentially, we help you manage and maximize your investment, driving greater productivity and project success. Sean, I'll pass it over to you for that overview.
Thanks, Ger, for the introduction. So what we're going to do is provide an overview of Bluebeam, and what we're going to talk about here is that, as Ger mentioned, it's a software used for creating, editing, and managing PDF documents and it's especially built for the eco industry. It's a desktop application that can be fully customizable, which we'll show in the demo, and it can integrate with a lot of your editing and native application types, such as Autodesk, Microsoft, and other applications. Okay, so this is just a capture there. So we'll move on to our demo and how we can work with the integrations. So as you can see from my screen here, I have an Autodesk Docs project. I have my PDFs stored here. They're either saved in there or they're dragged and drop using the Autodesk Construction Cloud upload features. Now, I'm doing this demo for Docs. This can be used for other CDEs that people have in place. It could be with SharePoint. There's an integration for Bluebeam with SharePoint. There's integrations for other solutions if other people have different common data environments in place. So here's my Autodesk Construction Cloud folder structure that's connected to the platform. So if I wanted to open up these files, I just can select these multiple files, right click, and then just go more options. Oh, sorry, that's combine. I right click again and go open. I'll cancel that there. Yeah. So what this is doing is it's after opening up those 4 files within my uh, Bluebeam interface. On the left-hand side here is my interface navigation. So it gives you a very clear overview as to what's on the platform. I have what drawings are associated with. If this was a multi-page PDF, I'd be able to see what drawings are there. I have a tool chest, which I'll show you in a while. I also have the measure command. Now, the measure command is very, very clever within Bluebeam so that you can actually dimension lines between certain areas. So one feature I can see the measure being used for is area. So if you were a contractor or you were a builder or someone who wanted to get the area, you receive the drawing of someone, you don't know how to calculate the area of the room. So what you need to do first is set your scale. I have no dimensions on this drawing to set my scale, but I know that it's a 1:100 drawing. So what I do here is I calibrate it first to a preset of 1:100. That now is after setting the scale on my drawing. I can do the area tab here. So now I can start measuring my area. So it snaps to the corners of this room. And I just hit return. And now that's after giving me a 22.42 square meter room. Now you might want to get more information about this. So if I click here and right click and go properties, now I can start going into other areas of that. But if I wanted to do other features in here, like get different measurements, I can do that too as well. So if I wanted to do another room, for example, all I do is just click the measure and I quickly draw across here. Hit return. That will give that area as well. So I'm trying to find my other areas here. So you options here changing the color and so on of what happens the area. I can also check volumes as well. If I was a volume, I can check the volume of that area. I just need to put in a depth as part of that capture. So what we can do then as well is if you're measuring, you can do other aspects of it, like linear meterage. So if you were a contractor doing a peripheral gas line main here, you've received your PDF drawing. It's just the bare outline of the building. What you do then is you use this markup tools here. They're very clear here on the right hand side. So say if you wanted to query a downpipe or a drain pipe here, you click on this cloud version, draw a rectangle around and click it and just call up downpipe. That's just putting the markup on the drawing. But let's say you wanted to do more stuff like a gas main or a water main that's going around it. With this polyline here, you click it and you just draw your rectangle around it. There. Sorry, let's do it again. Forgot to hit return. Now that's just giving me a red line. I can change that on the appearance by just saying that color now was a green color. I can adjust the colors of these. So say if I give it a light green, I can adjust the line type as well to say this is a hot water main pipe. And there's another solution as well where you can use your tool chest here to say if I want to put in chambers here. So I just drag in a chamber. I can copy that and paste it across where these chambers are. And I'm more or less drawing on a PDF. So you don't need to use a CAD application for this. You can use this as simple markups that can be passed on to your drafting team so that they can add the finalized, let's say, as-built instances of your drawings. What you can do then as well here is, let's say if there was a valve missing or something, again, you could use the tool chest to put in a valve. So that is creating drawings on top of that. This tool chest can be fully customizable as well. So you could have your own Symetri one or whatever company branded one you require. In an electrical contractor instance, you could have your own temperature stats for rooms or diffusers or anything that you need to put in. So we've these built here, so I can put a temperature stat in here. I can start dragging them into the rooms that might need a stat. If I wanted to put in other areas like diffusers in the ceiling, I can put them in here. The benefit of you placing these is it builds up this inventory here at the bottom. And I'll show you some benefits here on the inventory. I'll move to another drawing for this. So let's say you were an estimator running quantifications on a drawing. So what you have here is, I'm an estimator, I want to check the quantities of a door. What you can do here is use the search functionality of Bluebeam. So with Bluebeam, you have this option of searching. You can do a text search or a visual. To do the visual, you select the visual area and just go get rectangle, and you just click, you draw a window around where you want to capture. You get a nice thumbnail view here. I can search all documents, or I can just search that document that's in place. But before I do that search, what I need to do is put in a rule here into my markups list. So I click here, markups, go columns, manage columns, and I have an option of putting in a custom column. So if I click custom columns, I'll put in two. I'll put in a door count. That's a text, but it's going to be a formula. And what it is count. And I know that my doors are roughly, let's say, 150 euros each. So it's just count by 100. I need my format to be in currency and it's in euro. So I just hit OK. And what I need to do, I can add another one then is, let's say, drainage. And again, that's a formula. So I put the drainage cost. So this can be used for people who are running estimations on the project. Again, I put it as a formula. This is length. And I want that by, I know that the piping is, let's say, 50 euros a linear meterage. Hit OK, hit OK, and you'll see here that they've formed part of my inventory. Now, with my search active, I change my sensitivity. Roughly, this depends on how detailed the drawing is. If you wanted to go into finite elements, let's say if you're doing door jambs and you wanted to get the edge of a door, but I've selected a door jamb, you can adjust these and I'll show you how that works. So I'm just focused on that current drawing, and now I just go search. So what that's doing now is it's searching the drawing, and you can clearly see that it's after adding all these drawings. Now, the benefit of Bluebeam here is I can select here and I want to apply a count measure for those. So I can put this in as a contractor review, general measurement, a switch or rectangle, but I want to put, let's say, a tick box across all of these. So by me doing this, it's after counting the doors, putting a cost of those door counts, and because I selected, let's say, a 100 mil wall, it's after ignoring this cavity one. But it's very easy to fix this. So if I select even that count, right click and go resume count, I can start to go through any doors that have been visibly missed. And what it's doing as well is it's adding to my capture. So it's a very nice and crisp way of doing very quick quantification on your drawings. So let's do quickly there, hit return, and there's my quantifications. Now, if I wanted to do my drainage cost, because I have an estimate there for linear meterage, all I do here is in the measure command, the polyline, all I do is I draw my line. With this, it snaps ortho. So if you hold your shift button, you get the option of going off at different angles. And I just hit return. Now that's after I have to put the scale on that. So apply scale. So because this is certain meterage, I have put in the cost. I have the length, the cost of what it would cost to do that drainage. Now, these are all totaled here, and I can export these out in CSV format or whatever that you can send on to the customer or the client as a handover or a package. Now, in some cases, you might get a drawing and realize that's actually in the wrong date. I need to update all these drawings to the right date before I send them off. You don't want to be going back to the designer or wherever you've received the drawings from and get them to rename it, because time costs money. So what you can do here as well with the search function is, if I go search, instead of it being the visual, I go text. So I have this text here that I want to rename across. So there's a trick here where you click on the text, select the text, copy, and I paste that in there. And I can do this on, instead of current documents, do it on all open documents. Now you can clearly see here, the dates are all the same across all of them. So with my search text, I have that, and I just go search. That's after identifying the text on all the drawings. I can do an inspection quickly to see, is it correct? And what I can do here as well is I can select all, and then with this replace selected, I can put in today's date, which is the 17th of the 7th, 2025, and just go OK. Now that's after updating the text on all of my drawings on the platform. What you can do here as well then is you can, in some instances, you might get it off of anyone who's received PDF drawings where they can be moved. All of these items, markups, other solutions have been on there, and they can be moved. So with Bluebeam, you can flatten these down with like a burnt copy. So to do that, you just go File, Publish as flattened, and I can select the same name and just go flatten. I want to keep the same name. Another thing to note as well here is, because I've opened these 4 drawings, they're locked so that people can still view them within ACC, but they cannot edit them. And all I do is just go save. I want to replace that existing one. That now has replaced it within, it will be replacing it with ACC because I've saved it. And I'll show you that there in a while. But the benefit of this is, if I go to select any of these markups, they can't be marked up. Now, if I want to, I can close all these. So if I go File, Close All, File, Close All, and I just want to save all these. So they're saved, all my drawings, and they're being saved back up into ACC, which you can clearly see here. These will start to, the lock will go, and this will go to version 2. And if people who don't have ACC, they don't want to go in there and log into the platform, what you do here is you can do this file compare tool. So your documents, compare documents. So I can select the documents. So I can browse, pick a version that's in ACC, or I can do an overlay. So this is a version, it can be in a different folder if necessary. I know I'm connecting to ACC, I'm not using this locally. And I want to connect into another drawing. You can see here again, it's after locking it because I have it opened. I want this to run a comparison. Now, quickly, it's after seeing what has changed in the drawing. These can be down minute areas. Now, you can see here that it's after capturing that a table has been moved, dimensions have been added, and so on with the removal. Another thing to note is, let's say you've worked on multiple drawings. I have my ACC here, and I want to create a pack with Bluebeam. So the benefit of Bluebeam is, without opening it, I select here. I can select all, right click, and with Bluebeam, you have this option of combining files in review, it's called. That opens up this interface. I just cancel that one because I did it earlier on. Right click, more options, combine files. So that opens up, it's called stapler. So you see all these. If it's a lot of documents, you can filter by file name, directory, type, or size. So I want the output file name to be, let's say 30% planning pack. And I want it prompts you to say you want to go into your download folder, but I want it to go back into the destination folder and just hit OK. It gives you another small message, and then just go staple. What that's doing now is it's binding them all together. And if I click here on the instance here, it's showing me all the files, and it's also saving it to my connector here. You see the sync status. And now if I go to ACC, it's up here that I can share and the wider team can view it. Another thing you can do here then is when you're finished this, you just go close and share it. One thing you can do, in some cases, you might get a drawing pack and realize some of the drawings have been rotated incorrectly. You can rotate certain pages here. So if I pick, so let's say these 4 drawings I've received were printed incorrectly, I need to rotate them so that I'm providing a nice package to whoever recipient I'm sending it off to. I select those 4, and then I go Documents, Rotate Pages, and I can pick, let's say, if they were clockwise 90 degrees, and that's after rotating those pages on the pack. You can quickly undo those if necessary. Another benefit is, let's say you have a cover page and you want to put in a stamp, you can customize your own stamps for this. So if I wanted to put in, let's say, just a general stamp, but I'll put this one in as an approved stamp. And there you go. There's my approved stamp. I can drag and drop images. But the benefit of the tool chest is that I could have my own logo to put onto the drawing. And once I'm finished that there, all I do is just click close and save. That's Bluebeam closed. What it does here now is it's refreshing here, and it's also updating it on ACC. So there you go. So that's going now to version 2, and I can open this up even and see it on version 2. You can clearly see here now, if I open up this one in ACC, there's, let's say, not current. I can move on to the current one, but there's my drawing with all my markups that has been connected through Bluebeam. I didn't have to export it out from ACC to do any of the work on it. And here's my pack, which is the one that has just gone up with all my multiple drawings here. So that's a quick overview of some nice simple, there's some nice workflows that we can use to assist you to work on improving your day-to-day runnings of Bluebeam. We'll happily explore more. We build formulas and other stuff that assist, like the likes of quantity surveyors and other disciplines with the use of Bluebeam. There's also 3 different versions of Bluebeam. There's the basics, core, and complete. We'll happily have a discussion with you on that.
So thanks very much for that. And yeah, just a couple of bits of news here. If any of you are interested and just want to actually look at Bluebeam yourselves, I know not everyone that is on this webinar has used Bluebeam before, but if you are interested in a free trial, you can scan this QR code to get a 14-day free trial as well.
Yeah. And we've also just kind of, if people are interested, this is a very, we're excited about this case study that we're working with Norman Woods from Woods PS, where we really worked with integrating their BIM workflows. It's the likes of Bluebeam, some of our own technology, Autodesk Construction Cloud, even Autodesk solutions like Revit. He's after saving time. He's getting his staff are very productive with regards to their use of the Autodesk products. So I would highly recommend people to watch this and just get an idea as to what Symetri do, how much we get involved with our customers, and how passionate we are about making sure that they get the most out of their investment. So we'll just move on to questions.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, actually,
Yep.
one question that just came in there is, can you just go back to that QR code for the 14-day free trial, Sean, just to
Oh
give it
yeah,
a little
no
bit more
problem.
time for
So
people to scan.
we leave that there active. Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Another one there, Sean, that just came in as well is for a project manager who has a couple of people working beneath him, what are the other benefits that Bluebeam can offer for him?
They could use the tool chest as an option of having RFIs. So you could have your separate tool chest which has an RFI logo that might have a symbol on it or an image that you can put into the tool chest, and you just drag it and drop it into certain areas. You can assign then certain it, it's it's good, but it has not limitations, but it's very good for capturing RFIs. It wouldn't send the RFI to whoever the recipient is, but it's very good for you as a project manager for having a record of RFIs. That's one very good benefit of it. You can also do your measurements. If you were to quantify certain digs, you can do it that way too as well.
Brilliant. And yeah, another one there is someone just wrote in that they are interested in a demo. But who do they contact? Is there an email or?
Yeah, if you email sales@symetri.ie, we'll be able to act on it and organize a demo straight away or whenever the team are available. Yeah.
Perfect. And a few ones there, Sean, based actually off your overview and directly what you did. One of the watchers there just asked in ACC, is it possible to make PDFs editable using Bluebeam?
Yes. Yeah. That they are editable. The PDF, the Bluebeams. You can see there when I edited the text, you have the option with Bluebeam if there was a certain detail or something that you didn't want to pass on, you could put a white out over it, which is like a blank. You can blank it off, and you can share that out to people as well. Yeah, you can make them fully editable.
Brilliant. And another one there, actually, when you were just showing the tool chest and bringing in the Symmetry logo to be positioned onto that PDF, someone asked, how do you actually import those logos in the first place? Are they images or what way did you do
They're
that?
images. Yeah, you can drag and drop an image in. You scale it to what size you want it, and then just you could have that as a bank of images. Or what you could also do is have it inside in your tool chest that you can share it. This could be your tool chest could be something that you incorporate as a standardized tool chest across the organization so that you know that everyone's using the right logos, the right pumps, the right everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So once you bring in those, you can actually save out that tool chest and send it to other people across the company. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. And another one then is once, as you showed there, once you've flattened those multiple PDFs and you've compressed the data that you put into it onto those PDFs, can the text be replaced again after that?
Yes. The flattening only flattens well, it depends. When you flatten, you have options to select. You can say, I just want to flatten images, I want to flatten markups. But you can keep your text. The text can be edited once it's flattened. Yes.
Perfect. Another one that's coming in, so there's a few of them flying in.
Yeah, there's a few coming
Um,
in. I see him there. Yeah.
yeah, do I
That's good.
need a
Yeah.
Revit plugin for producing sheets?
No, with Bluebeam, you get like some people might have the standard PDF driver out of Revit, but you don't need a Revit plugin. You're in Revit. You go File, Print, and what you do then is you select your sheets, but you can use the Bluebeam printing driver, which is pretty good as well. But we could work with that there as well because we have some solutions that we've worked with Norman, for example, where if every time he clicks save in Revit, it prints. It's an option he has turned on that it prints off PDFs, it exports out CAD files, and it can create IFCs just by clicking save. So and you can customize all those as well. Yeah.
Brilliant. And another one that came in there is how do you measure a length and attribute it to certain columns or custom columns that you put in the inventory list? So like measuring drainage runs with different diameters to like
You
group
would
them
have to
together.
have separate columns. So you could have 300 diameter column. It's just when you export that out to Excel, you know to exclude, you know that in your linear measurement, it's a 500 diameter duct or a 500 diameter sewer pipe. You know to ignore the 300 diameter cost. You just focus on the 500 diameter cost. Yes.
Brilliant. So
Um, yeah.
yeah, I think that's pretty much
There
it.
is an
Someone did,
align feature as
yeah,
well. If you copy and paste items in, they can be aligned to adjust, just so to make it look nice. Like people might want to see when your stuff pasted in, they can be aligned to certain areas.
yeah. Can I export
Markup
markups as a DWG?
to
The DWG
DWG. No, this is solely a PDF,
PDF editor, yeah.
but there is a way. If you have PDFs and you have AutoCAD, you can export out a part of a PDF drawing in PDF, and then you can use the AutoCAD import PDF
Import.
feature, which will convert it to a DWG file.
Yeah.
Is in ACC, is it possible to make yeah, we've asked that
Yeah.
one.
No, I think that's pretty much
Logos.
it. There is someone that just asked about the compare documents being grayed out, but we can actually reach out to you directly. That could
Yeah,
be
that could be a few things. It could be Bluebeam Studio, which is another thing that you have where you can host your files up there, and you mightn't have the privileges to edit or compare the documents. But we can clearly look at that, have a chat with you on that. Yeah. And so is there a way to connect Bluebeam to ACC? Yes, that's true. What we did there, showed there is the desktop connector, where you every time you save it, it's updating to desktop connector. There's no one has a copy of it on their local drive. It's always connected to ACC.
no. I think that's yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty much
is
it,
that
Sean.
there's
And like that, if you do think of questions after this, by all means, just reach out to us, and we'd be happy to have a call or answer them via email as well. So
yeah. Please do contact us because it is a good solution that sits on top of ACC. And as I mentioned, it doesn't have to be ACC. We can incorporate that with other CDs. We were just showing a tip of the iceberg where we've shown how we can connect to ACC.
brilliant. Thanks very much for
Yep.
your time, Sean, and thanks very much for everyone for attending and viewing this.